Good morning, this is John, host of MGTOW is Freedom. Last night was the presidential election and man, am I tired. But I woke up, I wanted to do this video for everyone who's interested in MGTOW, interested in going in their own way, interested in looking at the reasons why you need to go your own way and pick that path and stay with it. So I drew this up for everybody, all right? This is about men. It's about men. There's a lot of argument about why men should be alive. A lot of women believe it should be to serve them, to take care of them, that it's their duty as men to find a woman and then do their best to appease her. All right? So we're going to start with men right here. This is us. And we have a lot of ways we can go, a lot of choices we can make. Okay, so let's start with just being ourselves. Just living alone. Man, you have to worry about house. There's a bit of dollars there to consider. You know, whether you buy a big house, a little house, rent, buy, whatever, lease. You have to worry about doing your own cooking. You have to worry about doing your own cleaning. Laundry, a car payments. Do you buy a piece of shit, a really nice car? Insurance for that car and all of your property. Food. Buying food. Do you eat at home? Do you eat out at restaurants? Clothing. You know, what's your style going to be? You're going to be an old guy like me and wear t-shirts and jeans. And then there's medical. Cost of medical. What type of medical you get? So let's look at who a guy spends his life with. How and why, right? So if we look over here, the man can choose with his house to get a roommate, to rent to a roommate or someone else, and who's going to do chores. All right, so a man. These are our options, right? You can have man friends over here in red, or you can have woman friend over here in the blue. Right? Red pill, blue pill, eh? All right, so men usually start off with man friends, and let's look at why. Companionship. Men like to have fun and hang out, goof off. Let me zoom in a little more here on the men's side. Companionship, very important. You know, some of us need more friends, some of us need less. Companionship. Men like sports, things that are competitive. We like to cheer for our team, boo the team we don't like. More part of having a good time, what the man does, right? Shared mentality. That is a big one right there. How you get along in life with the people that you spend time with is because you have a shared mentality, shared values, shared ideas, a shared idea of what a good time is. And men get that with man friendships. All right? What is the cost for a man to have friends? Male friends. The cost is no cost. No cost. Your friends are your friends because they're your friends and they pay their own way. And I'm not talking about buying a friend a beer or anything like that. I'm just talking about what does it cost you? Nothing. They're your friends. With your friends, you get to be yourself. That is, your friends, if they're good friends, don't try and change you. They accept you for who you are. You accept them for who they are. You don't go around trying to change them. You're just hanging out. You're buds. You're doing what you do. That's what friends do with each other. And then here's another big one. Free time. As a man, with friends, living on your own, you can do things with them, or you can spend time doing whatever the fuck you want. It's your free time. Okay? So you've got a house, cooking, cleaning, job, laundry, all this stuff that you do as a man in the middle here in the purple, right? You do the way you want because you get to be yourself and you don't have to pay for everyone else along the way. Okay? So now let's look at what happens though. Women love to tell us let me do this, that you need a woman. And if you don't, they want to shame you and tell you you're being gay, right? It's your duty. You need to have kids. Well, so you get a woman over here, okay? What's the big benefit of having the woman? Sex. That's right, the big controller, sex. And to satisfy mom or your own personal sense or someone else, it could be someone else's beliefs or yours, doesn't matter. In order to have children, you need a woman. So if children is important to you, you're going to need a woman. If children isn't important, then you don't. Right? Companionship. I got a question mark over here. Why? Are women companions? Well, they like to use that phrase. I want a companion forever. Companionship is a big question. Are they really your companion? Do they start out that way and change and go to something else? Shared mentality, big question mark. Be yourself, big question mark. The reason I put question marks behind those is because when you get a woman, are you attracted to her because of companionship? Or because you have a shared mentality? Or because you're being yourself? Or are you attracted to her initially because she's got a nice ass? Or a pretty face? Or tits that are just the right size? Right? And free time. It used to be that men would have a woman and go to the bar with their friends and do what they want and have lots of free time. Not anymore. Not these days. These days, free time is her time. Being yourself, you'll find out with women that they want you to do what they behave the way they want you to. Shared mentality, only if it benefits her. Otherwise, she's going to condition and train you to come to her way. And companionship is very questionable. Very questionable about companionship. So when we look at man friends versus woman, with a man you get more fun for less, and with a woman you get a lot of dollars you have to spend for fun, but it costs you a lot more. A lot more. Now, why is that? Why does it cost you more? Well, if you own your own house or you rent a house, your roommate is the woman, so you no longer have a roommate or someone renting a room from you, if that's your program. So it costs you more. The house itself, she wants a bigger house. They always do. They'll even start putting little things in your head like, well, if we're going to have children, we're going to need a bigger house and a better house. Right? Well, in your house that you had, who did the cooking and who did the cleaning? Who did the laundry? Well, if you have a roommate, you make them do it. Or a renter, you make them do these things and share in the chores. Why? It's a condition of being the roommate. Take care of your own shit, whoever that guy is. Okay, but the woman, this is typically what had happened. Is you find the woman, she gives you the sex. She gives you some companionship. She acts like she cares and shares your beliefs. She pretends to let you be yourself. And she'll even give you some free time. She'll start by doing some of the housework, maybe some of the cooking, even that's going away these days, and kind of goofing off and sharing with the cleaning and the laundry. Okay, so it seems like a pretty good deal. It seems like you need to go with the woman over here. Seems like it. But that changes. And this is why men are looking at being MGTOW. This is why men are choosing MGTOW. This is why men are manning up, being themselves over here. Be yourself. And telling women no. Why is that? It comes down to cost. It's more dollars for the fun you get with a woman. And it's less satisfying when you have a girlfriend and then a wife. Because the cost, the expense of the house. And the men are now being told they have to not only pay for the house, they have to share in the cooking, share in the cleaning, share in the laundry. The car that the guy has, Let me tell you what happened to me. I had a 65 Ford with a 460. It's 4-wheel drive. It's custom Emerald paint job in gunmetal gray. It was fucking awesome. Man truck. When I met my girl back when I was young. First thing she did after she liked the truck was tell me to get rid of it, and worked on me for months. Get rid of that thing. Get rid of that thing. Well, it was a chick magnet. She did not like that. Got rid of it, right? Ended up spending a lot more money on things she wanted. Car. More expensive car, bigger house, more stuff, more insurance, bigger cost. Food. You eat out with the guys, man friends, burgers, fries, man food. You go out with a woman, she's going to want veal. She wants more expensive food, dinners to herself, and you pay for it. Dollar signs. Clothing. No longer are you going to wear t-shirts, you're going to wear what she wants you to wear. And then medical. You marry a woman, you're buying insurance for her. They're expensive. Women are high maintenance when it comes to medication and medical treatment. Very expensive. Man friends, they don't cost you shit. They don't cost you shit. They're your friends. They are your friends. So what happens here? Why is it that men choose women over man friends? When obviously 99.999999% of the time, man friends are more fun, like more of the things you like, are easier to get along with, have a shared mentality, don't cost you a fucking dime, allow you to be yourself, and you have as much free time as you want with no fucking guilt. More fun. So why is it men choose women? This is the big one. Sex, pussy, blowjobs. This is what it is right here. Sex. In my case, I wanted children. It was very important to me. Very important to me. And that is a hard one to get by. I guess you can, if you want a child, pay a woman to be a surrogate mom. There's lots of them out there. They're willing to do it. Legal system's all taken care of. If you want a child, pay for it yourself. Up front. To avoid what I'm going to talk about next. The cost of the breakup. Breakup cost. Right here. Breakup cost, if you want to get rid of your friend, $0. Doesn't cost you a fucking penny to get rid of a friend that turns into a shithead, or he just decides he doesn't like you. Let's look at what it costs to break up with a woman. Half your shit. Or more. Half your shit. You just give up. She's there to take your shit. If you aren't a good companion to her, if you don't share her mentality, if you want to be yourself and go your own way and act the way you want, forget it. Free time? No. And the cost for fun while you have that woman is more expensive. More expensive. Does the man friend over here demand that you take her on vacation to Vegas, Atlantic City, the Bahamas, or Hawaii? No, your friends don't. But she does. The woman does. She's not your friend. She's not your friend. She is a sex toy that you're going to pay half of your shit to. 50% of your net income goes to her. And then after the breakup, you continue to make payments on that pussy in the form of alimony, or it's called spousal support now. And you could be forced to pay for their ongoing medical insurance, especially if they had medical conditions that existed during the marriage. You're held liable for that. You're going to lose probably your house. Okay? And so this is what you're buying. Half of your shit is buying some sex, maybe children, and you have to pay to put her in a house. You're not getting a cook. You started with a cook cleaning laundry, basically a maid. That goes away. Bam, right away. So what are you paying for? You're paying for sex. You're also paying to lose your man friends. Because this woman, her price for her companionship is the loss of your friend's companionship, your loss of sports. There is no shared mentality. Your free friends have been exchanged for an expensive woman. You can't be yourself with her. You're done. Free time, forget it. Right? So your friends that cost $0, whether you keep them or break up with them, and don't cost shit, is exchanged for a woman who, for some sex, maybe some chores, but likely not so. Not anymore. And you get to pay for the house, pay for the car, pay for the insurance, pay for the food, pay for the clothes, pay for medical. When you break up, you give half your shit. Half of your shit goes away. And then you get to keep paying for her medical insurance. You get to give her half of your retirement. Right? So what kind of companionship did you get? Whether the relationship is 2 years or 10 years or 20 years. When you get married to a woman, there's no companionship. Everything is about women. It is a gynocentric world. You're not allowed to be yourself. So what do? How do we get rid of this problem right here? Sex. This is why a lot of MGTOW are monks. They're like, fuck it. Fuck the sex. Right? Well, this is why I said in history, women over here, moral, good, what did they used to call that? Respectable women. They hated prostitutes. They hated the idea that men could go over here with man friends and keep all their money and all their fun and all their time and just use prostitutes. Right? The big P, prostitute. Pussy, prostitute. Women hate that, right? They're like, no, you can't have pussy. Prostitutes are the pay-as-you-go plan. If you don't want to afford a woman, you can buy as much pussy as you want. And trust me, for a couple $100 or whatever it costs to get some ass, it's a lot cheaper than the tens of thousands of dollars. In some cases, millions of dollars. And long-term expenses after the breakup, the divorce. Long-term. Not to mention additional costs out of pocket after you break up. Paying for medical, paying child support, paying alimony. Because women like to get full custody of the children and then make you pay for every whim they have based on not their need, but your ability to pay. Sound a little Marxist to you? So here we are. We're back here. Why did you want a woman in the first place? Well, you wanted some companionship, you wanted some pussy. This is where women have fucked themselves and they're mad about it. The sexual revolution allowed women who shouldn't be having men as husbands get husbands by giving them sex ahead of time and sucking them in. The pussy has a big hook in it. They'll give you the pussy, they'll treat you right, and then they reel you in. They stop doing the cooking, they stop doing the cleaning, they stop doing the laundry. They stop giving you sex over here on the woman's side. No more blowjob. You know why women smile so much when they eat wedding cake? Because there's an additive in the wedding cake frosting. Makes them not like the taste of cock anymore. All right, so then there's children, right? All this stuff over here. Why would you do that to yourself? Because now, today, women will have sex, and you don't have to marry them, and you don't have to pay for it. You can get free sex. So prostitution, right? Women are now prostituting themselves. Not for money directly, but to get you on the hook. They want you on that big barbed hook. Right? That big fucking hook. They give you free pussy to get you to take them and accept them and their idea of sex and children, and then take all your friends away. And then this is how they do it. This is the woman plan. is to take a man, instead of going with his friends, and turn it over here to woman's zone, right? And go with her version of companionship, her shared mentality, right? Take you away from yourself. No fucking free time. You go straight down the line, pay for everything, and then when you get down to the breakup, the divorce, half your shit. This is why men are going MGTOW. This is why men are going their own way. They're not wanting to get married. They're not even wanting to have children anymore. Fuck it. They're too expensive because of what the woman does. Half your shit, pay for everything after the breakup. And while you're with her, you have less fucking fun for more fucking money. And your life is no longer yours. It's hers. So women, if you've managed to watch this, this is why we fucking had it with you. Guys, if you've gone through a woman or two, you understand. You now have the formula in your head. Right? Stay away from the fucking hook. And I guess that's why a lot of guys go monk. I guess that's this, and knowing how the game works over here, this is why a lot of guys just use women for sex. The same fucking way women use their sex to get the guy to pay for their life and then get half his shit. I have the penis. I am the man. I make it happen. I am the prize. Women, you're just the booty. That doesn't mean you have no value. It means you have limited value. The game is changing. Men are learning what the penalty is for taking a feminist woman. Use them for sex. Use them for whatever you want. If you want a prize to show off, throw them in your car, drive them around, show them off, maybe buy a nice little dinner, fuck her brains out. As soon as she gets out of hand, you toss her ass. That's what guys are doing. And with good reason. With good reason. We've had it with the shit. We've had it with listening to them in our personal lives. Take away all of our friends. Take away our free will. Take away our time. Take away our money. And burden us with the expenses of the woman's dream. Because she, the modern, beautiful feminist, is a princess. And she deserves to be spoiled. So what I say is, guys, you have the penis. You make the decision. Women are a dime a dozen. You can replace one feminist with 10. No problem. They're not hard to find. You start acting like a man that's worth something and they'll start chasing you. And that may not even be what you want. You can have them chasing you and not even give a shit, and they're going to keep chasing you anyways. And you just have to brush them off. If you want one, watch for the fucking hook. They may act like they like sports and act like the things you like. They may offer real companionship in some form, but do they really care about you? Or is it they're acting like men and trying to be competitive like men? And this is the trick. This is what a lot of the Nawalts are doing. This is how they pretend that they fit into your life. But geez, it's funny how every married guy I know, doesn't have friends anymore because of the woman's jealousy and controlling nature. He starts spending all his time with her, and he doesn't even like her. He finds out he doesn't like spending time with her. 95% of the time, women are not submissive to men, and they control their men. 95% of the time. Would you get married if you knew that your odds of being unhappy are 95%? 95% chance of unhappiness. You better be damn fucking sure before you bite that hook. I paid the price. A lot of men have. That's it. I laid it out there. MGTOW. I have the penis, right? Go your own way. Choose your own path. Stop listening to what these feminist women are demanding of us. Stop capitulating to their needs, their wants, and their whining. Be your own man. Man up. Stop apologizing for being a man. Be a man and make them conform to you. Them meaning everybody in your life. Be yourself. Stop being ashamed. Stop making excuses. Accept that you're a man and be the man you want to be. That is my recommendation, and that is what I'm doing. That's how I'm living my life. My house doesn't cost me a fucking dime. It is so inexpensive to live. I've owned the palace, the castle. I built the palace and the castle. It was an albatross. It was a millstone around my neck. And it was all done to satisfy the bitch. The feminist bitch. Why? Why do that to ourselves, guys? What do you need to live? Maybe I'll tell you guys more about where I live and why I live and how, and my plans for my future and all that as time progresses. I'll share more of my plans and ideas, but it's pretty easy to see that it's a whole lot easier to live in a cheap little apartment than it is to live in a palatial mansion that she chooses for you to pay for. You could buy a nice little country house. Or do you need a sprawling ranchette with lots of chores for you to do, like mowing acres of lawn and painting fences all day? It's simple. Watch the video again. Look at the positives to having male friends. That's why we're males. We're men. Look at the negatives of women and see the goods that we see in them. Sex. But they no longer offer all the benefits and peace of mind. Women are no longer peace of mind and comfort. They've demonstrated that they don't want to be comfort. I got yelled at the top of her lungs one night after the divorce. I don't want to be a house mouse. Because I demanded, it's time to go my way. And I said, I already filed papers. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not asking you to be a house mouse. I'm asking you to get the fuck out of my life. Man going your own way. This is John, host of MGTOW is Freedom. I have the penis.